Well, we begin this news hour with breaking news. 3 Israeli soldiers and 1 Egyptian officer have been killed during an exchange of gunfire near the Israeli border with Egypt. Israel said the standoff lasted for several hours in the Negev desert, an area known for drug smuggling activity. Well, let's go live to West Jerusalem and speak to Willem Marx. Willem, what more do we know about this operation? I know we're getting information right now.
Yeah, that's right. We're just getting a statement from the Israeli military, actually, in the last few minutes, talking about the fact that there was a male and a female soldier on their border post, right on that border with Egypt. In the early hours of this morning, they were killed. Several hours later, when more military forces were sent down to the area, they started to conduct searches. They identified what the Israeli military calls the assailant, an Egyptian policeman, they say, and in a further exchange of fire, another Israeli soldier was killed, another Israeli soldier also injured, and the assailant, the Egyptian policeman, as they describe him, was also killed. This has, of course, been a pretty significant incident in this part of the world for the first time in quite some time. It is really significant to say that the Egyptians and the Israelis are now cooperating. Of course, they have that border there. It's been relatively secure for the last decade or so, but they are cooperating in their investigation.
Willem, this sounds like a huge security breach when we're talking about a border zone. Can you describe the area where all of this took place?
This is remote. This is mostly desert area with a lot of screen, not huge amounts of tree cover, some shallow valleys and hillsides. The Israelis started to build more than a decade ago now a more than 400-kilometer fence, essentially walling off from the Red Sea almost as far as the Mediterranean. That was intended to try and stop some of the armed incursions they'd seen in previous years, going back to sort of 2011 or so, as well as some of the migrants traveling from parts of Africa into Israeli territory. That wall has, for the most part, held pretty firm. There hasn't been a huge number of these kinds of incursions in recent years, but this therefore is a very unusual incident.
Willem Marx there across that story for us with all the latest from West Jerusalem. Thank you very much, Willem.